Hello everybody and welcome to another battle report, and today we are playing Pike and Shotte. We are back in the English Civil War and I've been joined again by Miller from Miller's Miniatures, who unsurprisingly has bought the forces of Parliament. And today we've got a little bit of a different scenario which I'll roll through, but as you can see we have set up quite a large table, yeah, we're looking forward to it. So I will run through the specifics of the scenario. I'm going to be playing the Royalists, Miller is going to be playing the Parliamentarians, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're not playing with any named personalities. So we haven't got Charles, we don't have Astley, Cromwell's not on the board, and neither is Manchester, and we are playing in the early part of the Civil War, just in case this game then develops into more of a loose sort of sequence of battles. We can then develop the armies and eventually the new model army may appear. Anyway, let's have a little explanation of what's going on. Right, so today's battle is essentially a parliamentarian assault on a village defended by the Royalists, and our village is called Higham on the Hill, somewhere in the Northamptonshire countryside. Now, the inspiration for this scenario is actually from the Montrose to Win or Lose It All book, which is written for King and Parliament, but the information in there is fantastic. And essentially, we've adapted the old Ern scenario, and we're going to play it using Pike and Shotte. So we've used that as a basis, and then we've basically added our own spin on things. So what's going on? Well, basically we're in 1643. The Civil War hasn't been going that long, and the local landowner up here by the name of Sir Thomas Hollingworth, there he is down there, he has raised the locals in support of the king. For some reason, we haven't decided what yet, Parliament wants to take this village, maybe just because it's on the way to Oxford, and Parliament has sent a force under Sir Samuel Feargod. He's down here, and they are aiming to take the village. However, Sir Thomas Hollingworth has had a little bit of time to prepare some defences while he waits for reinforcements sent by the king. So one of the other landowners has sent one of his Pike and Shotte regiments that he's raised, while down here one of the another local landowner is overseeing the defences, while Sir Thomas Hollingworth commands from the bank.
With a nice glass of wine.
With a nice glass of wine, from the communion wine from the chapel. So as you can see here is Higham on the Hill, a lovely village in the Northamptonshire countryside, very picturesque this time of year. So we have the village up here, we have the animal paddocks, and as you can see they have prepared some defences. We have a small redoubt, we have gabions, and then we have some forward gun positions as well. Now, the Parliamentarians under Sir Samuel Feargod have sent multiple waves of reinforcements to try and take the village. And essentially what we're going to have here are multiple waves. We're playing lengthways. This is an 8-foot table, and the Parliamentarian forces are going to be moving up, and victory is going to be determined by essentially how far they get and what positions they can take. So let's roll through how this is going to work. This is going to be a 7-turn game, rolling for an 8th. Now, the table is split into zones. As you can see here, we have this zone here where we're in the agricultural fields. That is where the Parliamentarian attack is coming from. Then we have this central zone, which is where sort of the gun positions are, the outer gun positions. Then we have the outer defences here of the village, and then we have the village itself. Now, if at the end of the game Parliament have the central zone and there are no enemy units, that includes the gun positions and any units that have moved into here, they get 5 points. If they have taken from the outer gabions there over the redoubt up to that wall, they have another 5 points. If at any time Parliament has taken the village, and to take the village, Parliament just needs 1 unit in there, uncontested, in a zone, not in combat, they just win the game. Full stop. How does the Royalists score points? Well, the Royalists score points for breaking divisions or battalia. For each broken battalion, the Royalists are going to score 4 points. If at the end of 8 turns, the village hasn't been captured, it will just come down onto points, how far the parliamentarians got against what the Royalists have managed to see off. We both have some reserves that are turning up later in the game in the form of cavalry. Miller's will potentially enter from turn 4 and mine will enter from turn 5. So as we are using the To Kill a King book, you roll for the command rating of your commander. We haven't got any other kind of special rules. We're just playing the lists sort of vanilla. I'm using the early Oxford Army list, and Miller, you are using the Eastern Association list. And we both rolled, and both our overall army generals, that's Major General Feargod and Sir Thomas Hollingworth, both came out with strategy ratings of 8. So it's 8 across the board. So on my side, you can see there's a commander down here who's sort of in charge of the defences. In his battalion, he has the 2 cannons, the 2 medium cannons. He has the mortar back there. He has a unit of dismounted dragoons who definitely aren't a storming party, masquerading as those, and 2 units of commanded shot. Up here, the friend of Sir Thomas Hollingworth, I don't know, maybe that's his uncle or something, simply has a pike and shot unit. So 2 sleeves of pike, 2 sleeves of shot and 1 of pike. And that's it. There would then potentially be some cavalry turning up later on. Miller, why don't you roll through what we have in Wave 1? So I should just say, very simply, Wave 1 for the parliamentarians is deployed here in turn 1. Wave 2 will come on in turn 2. Wave 3 in turn 3, and then the cavalry will turn up in turn 4. Miller, why don't you roll through what's in Wave 1?
Okay, so starting at this end, we obviously have a unit of dragoons, and then we have a unit of commanded shot, a unit of storming party, which are packing grenades. That's
it, you are assaulting positions, aren't you? So they might come in handy.
And then another unit of commanded shot.
So you very much got a like a skirmishing force to get in there and try and disorder what's going on. Just to give you so just give you an idea, there's the sort of the state of the battlefield. Here is the ground that's got to be crossed as they go up the hill. Now, we're really pleased with this. This is again we're trying to show other ways that you can play Pike and Shotte, all these sort of like large games, and just be a bit inventive with the scenarios. So, to keep things interesting, Miller is going to have the first turn. Parliament will be assaulting, but we decided that the parliamentarian forces will have a little bit of a preparatory bombardment of the Royalist positions. So, essentially, we're going to roll for every Royalist unit on here, and on a roll of 6, they are disordered as the mortars and heavy cannons that are off the board on the hills that rain down some fire on their positions ahead of the infantry assault. We expect this is going to be a fairly high casualty game, so we'll just see, and let's just see what happens. So, okay, so let's roll for them. So, the medium cannon. No. This medium cannon. Yes, so some disorder here. Over here on the dismounted dragoons. No. The guys in the sort of bastion down there. No. The commanded shot. No. The mortar in the redoubt. Yes, that's disordered. That's probably a good thing. Up there, that sleeve of muskets. No. The pike unit. Yes. And the that sleeve of musketeers. No. So 3 units there are disordered. So we'll get that put down. And then we'll just have a quick sum up and get into turn 1. Okay, so there we are. There is a disorder. Miller has managed to disorder 2 of my 3 artillery pieces. I should have said as well, we decided that basically Miller could only take, well, light artillery because medium and heavy artillery has to be in place. And Miller's is off the board, essentially. So they've been bombarding positions off and on. That was their contribution. As Miller's other units come on, I'm sure there'll be some light cannons rolling up the field. So there we are. Well, let's get on with it. This is assault at Higham on the Hill, parliamentarian turn 1. Okay, so that was the parliamentarian orders phase. Quite a quick one because there's only one battalion on the board. Miller, do you want to just roll through it quickly?
Yeah. Commander Shot and the storming party have just moved up. They can only make, I think, one move. They moved up, so it's quite a slow move. Dragoons, they managed to just get up and over the bush. They had planned to get on the hill, but we couldn't make the roll.
That's it, yeah. So, but they can dismount for free, can't they?
They can.
Should probably say, So normally in Pike and Shotte, the command rate is, as you know, we have the command ratings, which is 8. We've also decided for our games that the commanders will each confer a reroll. So they still have the command ratings. They've got a choice. They can either grant a reroll, as we do in Hail Caesar or in Black Powder, to any commander within 12 inches who fails a command roll, or they can use their command rating to give an order to a unit that has not received an order. They have the choice. So we just thought we'd give people just a little bit more of an option. So they actually failed their roll. So Miller opted for Sir Samuel Feargod to grant a reroll to the commander to allow them to go. Sorry, I interrupted there. I thought it was just worth an explanation. And then over here...
And then obviously the commander's moved up there and the commander's shot just moved up to the edge of the woods. So we're still hiding.
So you're coming forward and you've got nothing in range to do any shooting, but I think you're going to be taking a few shots coming your way. So it's Royalist turn 1. I have to see what kind of movement I'm going to be doing. Probably not a lot. Okay, so over here the Royalist dismounted Dragoons have moved up next to the cannon. I feel like I should give the cannons names. Agatha and Mary. And then the mortar can be Clarence. There we go. So anyway, they've moved up here next to this position, and over here the commanded shot have moved up. I don't want to sort of come too far out of sort of like the safety zone, because you're going to obviously be moving into it. So we are just into the shooting phase, and the only thing that's going to be in range are my cannons and of course my mortar. So we'll do the mortar first. Miller, can you see it's got a 48-inch range? Is it actually in range?
The Dragoons are like...
are the Dragoons in range?
No.
No, how far out? We're about like
out an inch, 2 inches out.
Okay, well,
inches
if we're out, we're out. Well, that's good to know. So essentially, this hill there is my rangefinder. Okay, that's absolutely fine. In that case, then this medium artillery piece is going to fire at the commanded shot, who are over there about to emerge through the field. Because of the range, I'm basically going to have 1 dice hitting on a 6. So hitting on a 6. No. And then over here, the disordered cannon will fire at Dragoons. It's not within 18, it's disordered. It's going to be a 6. No, okay, so we're off to a sterling start. Right then, all of my disorder now comes off, and we are into parliamentarian turn 2. So in this turn, Miller's first wave of Pike and Shotte can come on as this unit moves. As this wave basically enters, I think, what we're going to be terming the killing ground. Okay, so that's the end of the parliamentarian orders phase. Miller, what happened?
Again, not a lot. Dragoons only managed to make up a single move and dismounted, so they're up there to be able to shoot. The commander's shot and the storming party again only managed to make 1 move, and so did this commander's shot. Okay,
they're just a little bit out of range over there, aren't they? And then, but your second wave has entered, but just not as far.
Not as far as we would have wanted.
No. So, you're going to get some shooting done, though, as the skirmishing starts. So, your Dragoons versus my Dragoons.
Yep.
Are we skirmishers? I think we are, aren't we?
I believe so.
We are both skirmishers, aren't we?
Yes, because we're dismounted.
Yeah, so, neither of us are clear targets. You have an 18-inch range. Okay, yeah, so it's just -1 to hit because you're shooting at skirmishers who don't present a clear target. So the skirmishing begins, so you've got 2 dice hitting on 5s. Oh, 2 hits. I need 2 saves of, I imagine it's not great, 2 saves of 5. Okay. Oh, that's 2 casualties. Not a great start for the defenders of Higham on the hill. They only have a stamina of 3, so they are close to shaken. Again, that's a very quick parliamentarian turn, but this is to be expected as basically it's all about moving into position. So, Royalist turn 2. Okay, so a little bit of movement for the Royalists. My Dragoons have moved up to carry on the firefight with Miller's Dragoons just here. And then over here, my commanded shot have moved up as well, so they're in range. And my commanded shot, just like Miller's, has first fire. So I think we might as well start with them. So my commanded shot, shooting against your commanded shot. I'm going to get 3 dice. They have 2 dice normally, but got first fire. That's basically it. I think you count as not a clear target because of the hill. But other than that, so I get 4 shots. Yeah. Oh, probably shouldn't have told me that. Oh. 4 shots then. I'm going to say not a clear target, right? Because you're behind a hill. You're behind a hill.
If I give you the extra dice, you got to give me the cover.
Yeah. So no, I'm fine with that. That seems to make sense. So I've got 4 dice hitting on 5s. Okay, hitting on 5s. 2 hits and you're disordered, so you need 2 saves.
2 saves of 5, I believe.
Yeah.
Nope.
Or 2 casualties and a disorder. Okay, so they're disordered. The cannon is now going to shoot at them. It's over 18, so it's only going to be hitting on a 6. No. Okay, so next up, so I'm going to leave my mortar till I work out what's going on here. So my Dragoons against your Dragoons. I've got 2 dice. Hitting on 4s normally. You're not a clear target, so hitting on 5. Hitting on 5s. You're disordered, and you need 2 saves.
2 saves of 5.
1. So save 1, so 1 casualty and disordered. Excellent. Well, now the medium cannon, they're going to fire at those Dragoons that are on that hilltop. So the cannons always hit on a 5, -1 because you're not a clear target. But at that range, because you're within 18, I get 2d6. So if I roll 2 1s on this, though, the cannon blows up in my face. Oh, so no hits. That was dangerous. I think the mortar. So the mortar's got a 48-inch range. It's within range of both, I think.
Yep.
What to go for? These Dragoons are annoying me. The mortar is going to fire at the Dragoons, so it's always 2 dice with a mortar hitting on 6s. So hitting on 6s. Oh! Well, imagine if I rolled each of the positions just blows up. I mean, we got the mortar in here. You've got the barrels of gunpowder and everything nearby. So maybe if that blows up, we'll have to put fire and explosions.
Taunton, was it Taunton?
That's where I think that's where they stored it all in the church. Oh, yeah. They blew the roof off the church. We can always blow up the chapel if we say that's where the gunpowder store is. I forgot to say in my turn. I completely forgot. This sleeve of musketeers moved into that paddock over there because I just wanted to maybe start shifting some infantry down here as soon as they can see your pikes on the horizon. There we go. That is the end of my turn. I've disordered both of Miller's units, so that's going to stop the advance a little bit. Let's see what he's going to do. So turn 3 for the parliamentarians. Okay, so that was quite an active parliamentarian orders phase. Miller, why don't you roll through it? Should we start with the forlorn hope, as we're referring to them?
Obviously, the Dragoons are disordered, so they didn't do anything, but they're there to stand and fire. The commander shot, and the storming party managed to run themselves up across the bush and into range. These guys, again, disordered, so can't do anything.
But you've got the whole of that battalion now has formed a sort of a firing line. Yep. For better or worse, against the cannons. And then...
Yeah, the regiment of foot managed to move up along with its cannon as far as it could come.
So over here we've got pike, 2 sleeves of muskets and a light cannon.
Yep. And then again, we've got the same that managed to be ordered on, and they've moved up as far.
That's
as
it. So Miller's first 3 battalion are all on the board. So just to give you an idea of what's going on, you can see, look, we have on this side of the board that regiment of foot, another regiment of foot over there, and then the sort of skirmishing that's going on in the fields. And then next turn, hopefully, these guys will enter the field, and there's going to be hopefully some big moves from Miller. So let's have a look at the shooting. Where do you want to start?
We'll start with the Dragoons and we'll work across the table.
Okay, so the Dragoons have to fire at the closest target, which is my Dragoons. However, my guys aren't a clear target, so if you want to, you can shoot at the cannon. Or do you want to shoot at me?
I think the cannon might be out of range, so I think I will just shoot at your Dragoons.
I don't think it is out of range, because I got 2 dice against you at 18.
Oh no, remember.
So-
Yeah, let's shoot the.
You want to shoot the cannon, or because they've only got 1 thing till they're shaken? That's the thing. You're -1 because you're disordered.
These commander shot are still going to be shooting.
They get first fire. Your commander shot,
will
don't they?
have
So they've got
commander
4 dice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I tell you what, we'll do the shots against the Dragoons.
Yeah.
And then if these guys have still got the shots, actually, I think they'll be out of range to shoot the cannon. Dragoons are going to shoot at the
Or do you want to start with the commander's shot against them?
Commander shot. We'll do the commander shot.
So the only thing the commander's shot are in range of is the Dragoons?
Yes.
Okay, so you've got 4 shots hitting on 5s because they're not a clear target.
1.
You've disordered me. I have a single save of 4, I believe.
Actually, I think it's 5, but yes.
Oh, well, either way, I am now shaken. Okay, so they're shaken. So
So I think we'll now use the Dragoons
you're going
against them and shoot them
okay,
off.
because yeah, if one will catch it in, I've got to take a break test. So it's just 2 dice hitting on 5s. 6s because you're disordered. 5s because I'm not a clear target. 6 because you're disordered.
Nope.
Oh, I'm lucky. No sharpshooter or anything like that, is there?
Nothing
in
like
there.
These guys.
Storming party.
I think
They got matchlocks.
I think they've got. They're classed as assaulted weapons.
So firelocks means that they count as being at short range at 12 inches rather than 6. Who are they going to shoot
So
at?
they're going to shoot at this cannon because I think they're out of range for that cannon. So
Okay.
they're shoot at this cannon.
So the cannon counts as not a clear target, so you're hitting on 5s.
But they do have first fire.
Oh, do they? Interesting. So is that 3 dice?
Yes.
Okay, so you're hitting on 5s.
No.
Unlucky.
Awful.
Your unit of commanded shot over there will be in range of my unit of commanded shot. If it's okay with you, I will claim that I'm not clear because of the hill coming back. So you hit me on 6s because you're disordered and I'm not a clear target.
But I have got first fire.
So you're hitting. You got 4 dice, haven't you?
Yes.
Hitting on 6s.
1.
There we go. So I'm disordered and I need a single save of. Is it 4 or 5?
4.
So save of 4. Yep, they saved it, but I am disordered. You might as well just swap that. That's coming off at the end of the turn anyways. Just swap it over.
Obviously, none of my cannon are in range. That's, I think, me done.
That is it. Okay, so it is developing. Next turn, Miller's cavalry are going to be coming on. They can come on from the back or up to halfway up this side of a table or up to halfway up that side of a table. The following turn, my cavalry come on the same, either right at the back or up to halfway on this side and halfway on that side. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, right, let's go to Royalist turn 3. Right, so the Royalists have done some reshuffling at the back. I'm just moving my Pike and Shotte regiment down to start thinking about defending here. And even though it looks like it's quite a long way, Miller's going to start assaulting my position soon. Rather than doing what I normally do, which is just hold my ground and take a charge, I've actually pulled my Dragoons back a little bit, and I've just on initiative moved backwards, seeing as they're shaken, they can't go forwards, but they can go back, just so I can just maintain just a little bit of a semblance of organisation. And that's because if he destroys half of this battalion, then they're broken and they, like, you know, the people will flee the gun positions and all of that, and I don't want that, so I need to keep a little bit of distance. Over there, the commanded shot can't do anything because they're disordered, so they're going to stay and give fire. The cannons will all be giving fire, and the mortar will be firing. Over here, Hollingworth has moved down the general into that enclosure there, just so he can start supporting his men a little bit more. And I'm sort of sitting here with bated breath, wondering where the cavalry are going to come on and who they're going to charge. So we shall see. So it's just into shooting. I think we'll start up there with the commanded shot. So we basically have the reverse of what happened before. I need 6s to hit because I'm disordered and you're not a clear target. No, that was crucial. The cannon, that's not within 18, is it? No. So it's just going to be 1 dice hitting on a 6.
Oof.
No. Oh dear. Again, I'm going to wait for the mortar. The mortar's kind of like the backup. What did I say it was called? Clarence. Clarence waits to see where he's needed. Agatha, over here. Agatha is going to fire at... Agatha is going to fire at your commanded shot. She doesn't have to fire at the dragoons because they're not a clear target. So she's going to target them. Am I within 18? Do you mind just having a quick check?
I shot at the cannon, didn't I?
I think, no, they shot at the dragoons.
18.
Yep.
Are you going off of the ramparts?
I guess it's off the cannon. I guess it's off the front of the gun.
Yeah.
So no. So it's just 1 dice hitting on a 6. Because for cannons, over half range matters. Nope, it's a miss. Clarence, he's definitely within 48 of that unit of commanded shot. He can ignore them. The commanded shot. So 2 dice hitting on 6s.
Oh.
No. Oh dear. Abysmal rolling. My dragoons are going to fire at your dragoons. I'm shaken, so I'm -1, and you're not a clear target, so I'm hitting on 6s. Not a good round of shooting. Oh dear. I think that's the end. That could have been crucial. I haven't disordered any units, so there's going to be a fairly big push. Just to give you another look, I mean, we're just really pleased with how the battlefield looks. Miller, do you mind moving the tray? Just so we can... I mean, there's the view up the battlefield, across the meadow, up to Higham on the hill, and I expect the assault to really come together now, and I imagine there's going to be some cannons trying to fire as well. So, let's go into Parliamentarian turn 4. Okay, so it was a very busy Parliamentarian turn. Miller's happy. There's been some charging. Miller, why don't you roll through? So start with a forlorn hope. Okay. They did stuff.
So the dragoons
who were here
remounted and got off 3 moves for a charge. They only needed 2. Martin obviously elected not to do a fire and evade option.
Basically, I didn't do fire and evade. It was a bit gamey because Miller got so many moves off that even if I'd evaded, he'd have caught me. So I chose just to do closing fire, and I didn't really do anything with that, which was a little bit annoying. So I'm basically made peace with the fact that they're going to be lost this turn. What was more interesting is what is that unit there?
Yeah, so the storming party assaulted the front of the cannon. The cannon only managed to get 1 wound on them.
With hail shot.
That's
a bit disappointing.
And the commander shot moved up close enough to be able to shoot with close fire.
Right, yep, and your commander moved to there.
Commander's moved, the storming party failed to do anything. But regiments of foot managed to move up over the walls as far as they could, far enough, and then this regiment of foot is also just behind them. So things are moving. That's
it, so stuff is moving up the table. It's going to be a bit interesting for my stuff. I think I'm going to be... This battalion is under a lot of pressure now. I have got my second line of defence, but this first line, I think I'm going to start losing things. So it's shooting, so where would you like to start?
We'll start with this. I think this is the only one that's actually going to be able to shoot.
Okay, so that's going to be 3 dice hitting on freeze, because you're at 6 inches.
Oh, awful.
Oh, just a single save. Single save of 4. I'm not stubborn. And I saved. Okay, so that's going to rock on. So that flank is holding strong. Is there any? I don't think there is any other shooting. There's your cavalry. Oh, we didn't mention your cavalry. Yeah, the cavalry.
Yes, they came on. Yeah.
Yes, these guys came on. So Miller basically brought them on here. He brought them on back here, and they rode up. He was a bit concerned about traversing fire. I mean, if he had got far enough, he could have just ridden through here, taken the traversing fire, and assaulted the redoubt. But I think he was more worried about what would happen to them. They don't have any guns, do they?
No,
pistols.
They only have pistols, and I think they only get them on the charge. To be fair.
Okay, well, no, pistols have a 6-inch range, don't they?
I'm
Yeah,
out of
6 inches, but yes, you're very out of range. Okay, so it is combat. Do you want to do the dragoons first, or do you want to do the assault on I can't remember now. Mary, that was the name of that cannon.
We will. We'll take out Mary.
We'll take out Mary. Okay, right then. So my medium cannon has a hand-to-hand combat value of 1. Your storming party has 4, and because you've got grenades. I can't remember what grenades. You don't suffer the penalty to hit, isn't it? Or I don't think something like that. Okay, so I'm going to have 1 dice, and I'm going to be hitting on a whopping 4. Miller, how many dice have you got?
4 hitting on 3s.
4 hitting on 3s because you're +1 for charging.
Let's go. Oh,
okay,
that's pretty bad.
So two hits. I need a single attack of 4. Oh, I hit back. So you need a save of, what's their save? The storming party.
4+.
4 or more.
Yep.
Yep. And here's the thing now, because they've got grenades, you negate my bonus, don't you?
Yep.
From
So you
the
don't get the defensive bonus.
so no defensive bonus for that.
So it's just straight up whatever you
minor obstacles. So my normal save on a medium cannon is 5, and you did 2 hits, didn't you?
Yes.
Here we go. 1 save, 1 casualty. I have a stamina of 2. However, I have lost the combat, so I am going to be taking a break test. Okay, for artillery, basically it's a break result unless I get 7 or more. Oh, so they hold their ground. So they're going to be fighting next turn. The brave little guys in there. Plus, you might see that little bloody miniature there who's having a drink. He's clearly keeping morale going. That is now Bloody Mary over there. It's now the dragoons fighting against the shaken unit of dismounted dragoons. Okay, Miller has 3 dice hitting on 3s because he's charging. I have 3 dice hitting on 5s because I'm shaken. So 2 hits. Oh dear, do they blow up?
It would appear they did.
Oh dear. Right, so I need 2 saves of 5.
5? Yeah.
Oh, it's 1 failure. So 1 failure, that puts me 1 in excess. I've definitely lost to combat, so it's 2d6 minus 1 for the excess casualty. That's a 5. Okay, so, but we'll double check, so I think you can sweep in advance into me.
Yeah.
So we'll just double check. Okay, so Miller has elected to do a sweeping advance into my retreating dragoons, who are not feeling that well. Shaken and disordered is not cumulative, so I've again got 3 dice hitting on 5s. He's got 3 dice hitting on 3s. 2 hits. Oh, 2 hits as well. So 2 saves of 5 for Miller. 1 casualty and 2 saves of 5 for me. 2 casualties. I've again lost to combat by 1. There's no one supporting, nothing like that. So I am rolling. I've got 2 casualties in excess of my stamina, so I'm 2d6 minus 2, and I'm shaken, and I'm disordered. Should that mean I was broken last time? So for this, I'm going to be 2d6 minus 3. That's because I'm disordered this time, and I've got 2 excess casualties. So 2d6 minus 3. 5. I think they're retreating again. They're just going to get pushed back. They're basically up against there. You can't do a second sweep in advance. But annoyingly, I think those dragoons are going to block my commanded shot. So there we go. Right, let's just get the table sorted out. Okay, so as we can see, this is the state of things at the moment. So Miller's just got to clear these 2 cannon positions and that unit of commanded shot from the middle of the board. My dragoons have been pushed back into the outer defences, and he will own this area. I have not broken any battalion yet, so I currently have 0 points. We're both 0 points, actually, but Miller's quite close. So, but Miller's forces are on the board. It's now my turn. Let's just find out how the Royalists are going to do. Okay, so the Royalists, I wouldn't really say fighting back, but there's been some movement. Basically, up here, I've moved down to start forming my second line of defence. My pike have moved into that paddock. I've already got the commanded shot in there. Over here, I've sent the commanded shot out onto this flank because I just felt like it was a little bit sparse over there. Over there, I've decided to just stand my ground and just sort of slog it out with the shot over there because he's only got one casualty left before he's shaken. Over here, unfortunately, I couldn't join the Dragoons to rally them because they're disordered, so they can't receive orders. So things are a bit up in the air here. However, my cannon will be taking a shot at these cavalry before they receive a charge. That's generally it. So it's basically going to be a lot of shooting. So I think we'll start over the back there. I'll be shooting back at Miller's commanded shot. I'm going to get 3 dice hitting on freeze. Hitting on freeze. Just one. One save of 5. No, 4. 5. Doesn't matter either way. They are now shaken, but you don't have to take a break test because you're not in excess. That's a hand-to-hand combat is going on next turn. They are just out of range. We'll leave Clarence to the end. Agatha is going to fire here. Your outside is 6 inches, so it's going to be 2 dice hitting on 5s. Oh, there we go. 1 hit. You're disordered, and -2. You need a save of 6, I think. 1 casualty and disorder. Okay, so they're disordered. Over here, my shaken dragoons are going to fire at your dragoons. So I'm going to get two dice hitting on 5s. Oh, am I within 6 inches? I only retreated.
You'll only move one move away, so yes.
So +1 for short range, -1 for the disorder. So I'm hitting on 4s. Oof. Okay, so 2 hits, 2 saves of 5. Oh, just 1 casualty. You are now shaken as well. You did your job well, though. They forced them back. Up here, Clarence, he has to shoot at the nearest target, which I believe will be your cavalry over here, because they can't. No, it'll be your commanded shot.
Them ones, yeah.
Yeah, I think it will. Should we have a quick measure?
31 to the front. 31. No, so the cavalry is closest. But to be
That's
fair,
my unit.
This one. No, but my point is
right.
that they're further away.
So what you're measuring to my unit.
But because of obviously the angle, I would say that I'd be happy if you want to shoot them.
No, I'll go for the cavalry. We'll try and get rid of them. So 2 dice hitting on 6s. Remembering that mortars don't suffer any modifiers for shooting over the heads of their own troops. No, completely missed. Mortars done nothing. That is it, I believe, for my shooting. So it's into close combat. The only close combat being the cannon. So let's work out what people need. I have 1 dice hitting on a 4. No, you have 3 dice hitting on 3s because you won the last combat. 1 hit. I don't get any benefits from the cover because you have grenades. No, and also because I lost a round of combat, you lose the benefit, don't you? The moment you lose a round of combat, you lose the benefit of that cover. Which is in the To Kill a King book. So I have a single save of 5. He makes it. So it's just a draw, and I'm not shaken. So there's no break test. So that's going to grind on into the next turn. Right, that is the end of my turn. My disorder down here comes off, and it is now into the parliamentarian turn. Can Miller push up the board and start taking positions? Okay, the parliamentarian forces are now making their way up the field. Miller, why don't you chat us through what happened?
Okay, the dragoons, because they're shaken, they couldn't make any moves, but they had the free move to be able to dismount. So at least now they can do some shooting.
We couldn't find anything in the rulebook to say that as they were shaken they couldn't, and it makes sense to us that they can, because they wouldn't just sit there on their horses getting shot unless they were retreating, but don't have to retreat. So we've said they can. If you know otherwise, let us know.
Okay, and the cavalry charged into the cannon.
Took 1 casualty from... No, they didn't take any casualties from hail shot, and your commander has joined them. We should probably say, we haven't named the other commanders. We've named our generals. We'll see who survives.
Yeah, pretty much. The commander's shot managed to move up. The regiment of foot and the cannon have all moved up. They couldn't move as far as they could, but they're moving up slowly. And this regiment of foot as well has moved up. The cannon seems to be lagging.
Yeah,
behind.
importantly though, this cannon is in range of the redoubt. Also, not the redoubt, the outer bastion. They don't receive a morale save modifier if they're hit by artillery. So even though it's going to be one shot coming in, they're now going to be under fire.
The only other thing was this commander tried to rally off the shaken, but failed.
He's now in that unit. So if they survive and I put a casualty on them, then he might be out of there. So here's the view, looking across the meadow, up at Higham on the hill. I mean, we're really pleased with this. I know I keep on coming over here, but this is why we love this kind of historical gaming, and it is still a big game, even though this isn't all our stuff. In fact, I'm only using, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 6 units and 3 artillery pieces.
Yeah, I think I've still got about another 8 regiments of foot not on the table.
I know. Well, yeah. Well, they can stay there. They can stay there. Right. So shooting. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start? Do you want to do your disordered dragoons? So your disordered dragoons. No, sorry. Your shaken dragoons are shooting at my shaken dragoons. We're both within 6 inches. So it's going to be 2 dice hitting on 4s, isn't it? Because they nullify the 6 inches, takes out the shaken modifier. So 1 hit. I need a single save of 5, isn't it?
Yep.
Hey.
Oh, look at that.
Right.
Commanded shot were out of range.
Were they?
They were, I believe they were just out of range.
It's 18, isn't it?
I will just check. Yeah, they're just out of range.
Are they? Were they? Oh, yes, they are. Okay.
The cannon, I think you said was
The cannon is in range. You measured that. It's at 24, and so it's hitting on a 6.
Okay. Nope.
Oh no, it's only roll 2 6.
2 ones.
That's gone. It goes up there, it blows up.
None of these guys can shoot because of the combat. Oh, actually,
that sleeve of muskets can fire. It's at 45 degrees from there to there. So yes,
give them that skewered if you want.
No, I think it's fine. So a sleeve of musketeers gets how many dice? Sorry, 2 shots. Any first fire?
No, not on these.
Okay, so just 2 shots hitting on 4s. Probably should have changed my mind about that, but never mind. So there's a disorder, and I need 2 saves of 5, I believe. Commander shot is actually 4, so 2 saves of 4. So 1 casualty. Okay, so next up over there, 3 shots
Still
into them,
6.
+1, -1 for shaken. So hitting on 4s. 2 hits, 2 saves of 4. Okay, here we go. Saved them both.
Lucky.
Right then, that is all of the shooting for this turn. So, hand-to-hand combat. Do you want to do the one that's been raging?
Yeah, we'll do this.
So, okay, you have 3 attacks and you are hitting on 3s because the last round was it was a draw, wasn't it? The last round.
Yes, a draw.
It was a draw. No, I saved it. Yes, it was a draw. Sorry. So you don't have the +1, so you got 3 dice hitting on 4s.
Oh, you're joking.
1. I have 1 dice hitting on a 4. No. So it's just me, single save of 5. No. So I've lost. I am now shaken. I've lost the combat. So it's just 2d6 straight. That's a 10. They're not going anywhere. They're shaken and they're staying. Okay, there we go. Mary is holding up. Let's see if Agatha can do the same. So how many attacks are you going to get with these guys? 8, and you're adding 1 for the commander in Pike and Shotte, aren't you? So that's 9. So you've got 9 dice hitting on 3s. Now the important thing here is Millet isn't going to get the combat resolution bonus of +2 for cavalry fighting non-pike armed infantry because they're in a minor. It's a minor obstacle. It's a minor fortification, which is in the To Kill a King book. I have 1 dice hitting on a 4. You should be riding over me here, so here you go. You are hitting. You are hitting on 3s.
That's not very good.
Wow.
That's still 4 hits.
Still 4 hits. I need a single 4. No, that's 2 1s I've rolled for combat. So I need 4 saves of 5. There we go. 4 saves of 5. It's 1.
3 casualties.
So 3 casualties, which means I'm 1 in excess. So 2d6 -1.
Oh my god. What on earth is going on?
Let me just double check we've done that right. I just want to check. Okay, so as you can see, we've made a little bit of a faux pas here. Artillery basically breaks and destroyed if it has to take any type of break test. We were looking at the shooting result. So that was our mistake. We're just going to say both of those cannons are now broken.
5 points. Woo!
Okay, well no, because they're still here. Okay, so the cannons are gone. Those are destroyed. So we'll just get this set up and we will see what's going on. I think Miller's cavalry can just come charging over that fortification. But let's get the tables sorted out and then you'll see what's going on. Okay, so yes, that was a little bit of a faux pas by us. But, you know, hell, we'll go with it. So, the storming party have taken that position and spiked the gun and they've set it on fire. Over here as well, the cavalry have destroyed Agatha. Miller has chosen not to occupy the positions with the cavalry. In fact, we're not even sure if they can, but he doesn't want to go there anyway and just get shot to pieces. Over there, the storming party are hoping to weather the fire that's coming their way and then make an assault. So there we go. It's time to see what the Royalists are going to do. I've got some cavalry turning up. Okay, so the Royalists have not really done much moving. The battalion commander here has joined the Dragoons and rallied a casualty off of them, so they're going to be firing back now at full effect. I haven't moved them out of the way because I want to really keep this second line of defence. I don't want to be lured out because he's going to have 5 points if he defeats the... well, he's going to have to get rid of that cavalry as well now. If he defeats that unit there, he'll own this. But I don't want to be suckered out of my fortifications. Having said that, my cavalry turned up and I wanted to move them closer to this unit so they could just use their pistols. They failed miserably, so they've just turned up on the edge. And I realised I don't actually have another commander and I don't want to use Charles, so I'm just using that command base from my other cavalry regiment as the cavalry commander. So there we go. Maybe our cavalry will ride across the board and smash into each other. We'll see. But it's time for some shooting. And in fact, that's all I have. I will start with my unit of commanded shot there, who will have first fire. Because they've been waiting patiently in their bastion. They are going to fire at the unit or the storming party who's just destroyed the cannon. So I am going to get 4 dice hitting on 4s. Alright, hitting on 4s. They're disordered. 1 hit.
Saving on...
That's a 4, isn't it?
4, yes. Yes.
Oh, well done. So just a disorder. Okay, the same battalion. So these guys over here are going to fire back. He's still in that unit, isn't he?
He is.
So I will be hitting you. Right, so I'm -1 for the disorder, +1 for the range. So 3 dice hitting on 4s. That's 2 hits and they're disordered.
Okay. Oh, I need the disorder. Saving on...
4s? They're commanded shot, aren't they?
They are. Is it negative for shaken or is it just...
No, just 4s.
Ooh.
So I've taken a casualty.
They are break tests.
Yep, and because it's an excess casualty, we'll have to roll to see if it's your commander when you come to take that break test. So not yet, don't worry, because I might put a mortar round into them. In fact, yes, I am. I'm going to put a mortar round into them. No, I've got to go for the nearest target, haven't I? Which will be this unit of commanded shot over here. We can say they don't present a clear target because of that. However, I don't like those cavalry.
Them, technically.
Yes, well then, yes, because they're not skirmishers, are they? So they are. So it will be that storming party. So hitting on 6s. Oh. No, have they hit anything? I don't know. My mortar has. Like I just said to you, I said as a joke that it would, that they could just roll the balls down the hill. I think that's what it'd be better doing. Is just getting the cannonballs and just rolling them down the hill. So that's done. That's done.
Just the dragoons?
No, my unit of musketeers there. They should be in range, 18 inches.
I'm sure they are. Yep.
Okay, so a sleeve of musketeers gets 3, and I don't have first fire, so it's just 3 dice hitting on 4s. Oh, okay, so 3 hits, 3 saves of 4.
Is it 5 now because of the disorder?
No, it just stays.
Oh,
3 casualties. They're now shaken and in excess, so we'll be taking a break test at the end of a turn as well. Okay, so they've got a stamina of 4, so they won't be taking a break test. It's only if they go 1 in excess. Over here, the dragoons are going to fire at your dragoons. I'm now +1 to hit because of the range, and I'm not at any modifiers, so it's just 3 or more. But you're not a clear target, so it will be 5 or more, which makes me think that the last time it should have been 6s, but never mind. 2 dice hitting on 5s. No, 4s.
No, 5s. Yes, 4s.
4s. 4s. No! Okay, so it's just time for the break test. So first of all, we've got to see if that battalion commander has fallen casualty, and I can't remember how we do this.
I think it's 12, isn't it?
He's in Hail Caesar. So it's quite simply, because they're 1 casualty in excess, if this dice comes up a 6, it was the commander who fell casualty. Oh no. So you're just doing a break test, 2d6 minus 1. Oh, a 5. I think to shooting you're going to be retreating. Yep, okay, excellent. That's a bit annoying. I'd kind of hoped that I'd seen them off, but there we go. You haven't actually lost a unit yet. Right, so
it's not normal for me. Normally things have marched off.
Well, quite a lot is there. I've only lost the cannons. It's just nice to have stuff on the table as we defend the village. That is the end of my turn. So let's go over to the parliamentarians. It's going to be interesting because obviously they're disordered, so they're not going to be launching the assault that maybe I thought they were. Although perhaps the cavalry will.
So they don't get to roll it all.
There we go. Well, let's see what's going to happen. Okay, so there's been a lot of movement on the Royalists. No, sorry, the parliamentarians. Well, they should see the light. Yeah, so I think we're getting to the crunch point here. Sir Thomas Hollingworth is well, he's praying.
He's down in that wine now.
He's there. He's in there. He keeps on sending a runner back to the communion pot there so he can get it. Miller, what did you do?
Well, I'm amazed myself at how much everything has moved. Obviously, the dragoons can't do anything, but the infantry and these commander shot have all moved up far, put the pressure on you. Cavalry have charged into here. They had closing fire and took a casualty.
Yep.
But wasn't enough. Again, these guys can't do anything because they're shaken and disordered. The Pike and Shotte over here have swung around to try and give some...
You're going to be getting some enfilading bonuses there.
And they're cautious of the pike coming...
Well, you've also got a cannon out there, so I've got a big horseshoe of fire. Basically, Miller needs to get rid of that unit of cavalry, who are going to cause him some problems, and that unit of commanded shot. What is an issue for him is that 3 of his units from one of his battalion are now shaken, and if I can get rid of 2 of them, I'll have broken one of his battalion, which will give me some points. So we're getting to that sort of point of the battle where I think it could tip, I think is fair to say.
It's definitely going to suddenly flip onto your side if I
This concerns me. I mean, they can assault that, but they can't take it. So they could go over this and into that, but they can't take the position. But yeah, let's just see how things go. Okay, so Miller shooting these dragoons against these dragoons, yeah? So you're hitting on 5s. Yep. No, you're hitting on 6s because I'm not a clear target because they're ducking and diving at the top of the hill, and you're shaken. So it's -2, so you're hitting me on 6s. No! Oh, I'm disordered and I need a save of 5. I saved it, but I am disordered. Because that could have been bad if you'd have got some additional shot. But they're there, aren't they?
They are.
So are you going to
shoot the dragoons or do I shoot the pikes?
Well, the thing is, the pikes are going to be like the pikes have got a save of 4. Plus they're in there. They're going to be saving on like 3s. You can't really do anything until the dragoons get
Still
moved.
hitting them on 5s though, aren't I?
You're hitting them on 5s, but they haven't fired yet, so you're getting first fire, aren't you?
I can't remember if I shot the cannon.
I'm pretty sure he didn't, and there's too much footage to go back and check. So no, they were always out of range. They were always out of range. I think the storming party, I think, fired.
Yes. So Dave obviously fired. Dave fired.
So yeah, so it'll be 4 dice hitting on 5s.
1.
Okay, so a single save of 5. No, so they are now shaken, but not enough to test to see if it was the commander. Okay, so there we go. So we've got to finish with this battalion. So these guys.
Yeah,
They can still shoot.
they're going to shoot at these guys because they managed to shoot them earlier.
So it's going to be, how many dice does the storming party get? Is it 3?
2.
2 dice hitting on 4s. No, hitting,
Fives,
you're shaken,
sorry.
so it's 5s, yeah.
Nope.
No, that's fine.
That's terrible.
And then it's still the same battalion, so it's got to be
guys-
that unit of commander's shot. So you're shaken, so that's -1. So it's 3 dice hitting on 5s.
Yep.
Unlucky. So, you're going to shoot, you're enfilading me. These ones aren't. These ones are. So you're enfilading me, so you're going to get double the dice, so you're rolling with 4 dice.
Hitting on 4.
Hitting on 4s.
2 hits and a disorder.
2 saves of 4. 1 save, 1 casualty, and I'm disordered, yeah?
Yep.
2 from that unit, they're just hitting on 4s.
2 hits.
2 hits, 2 more saves of 4. Another casualty. I'm now shaken. So finally, the cannon. So it's a light cannon. Am I over 12?
You are.
So it's going to be 1 dice hitting on a 6. Oh! Oh, unlucky. Okay, so I haven't got any break tests to take, but you have battered my line completely. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. So I guess the only thing left in this mad assault is over here. Now they get 8 attacks normally.
They do.
Plus 1 for him, so 9 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Oh god, I might get something fighting back, although as it's commanded shot, I'm going to guess not a great deal. I have 3 attacks. So I have 3 attacks hitting on 4s. I will obviously be getting bonuses to my save though, because I'm defending. If I lose a round of combat, then I lose that save. You also don't get the cavalry bonus for the combat resolution. 9 attacks hitting on 3s. 4 hits, okay, and I have 3 dice hitting on 4s.
Oh.
3 hits, so I need 4 saves. I get +2 in there. I think it's +2. Let me just double check. Okay, so as it's in their front quarter, it's hand to hand, so it's just a +1 bonus. It's +2 to morale save to shooting. This is +1 because it's hand to hand. So I'm saving on 3s. I saved 2, so I've taken 2 casualties.
And I've got 3 saves of 3.
Yep. Oh, 1 casualty. Right, let's do the combat resolution. Okay, so sorry, it's just taking a little bit of working out. So Miller is actually supported by this unit here. They're within 3 inches. They're sort of actually more like that. So within 3 inches, they offer a combat resolution of +1. Plus, he did 2 casualties, so Miller got a result of 3. I did 1 casualty. And we've gone through the rules, and we can't see that fighting from a fortification adds to the combat resolution. And anyway, this is a minor one. We'd probably say that one up there does add +2, which is what the it is in the book. So we'll go with nothing. So Miller has won the combat. I don't have any casualties in excess, so it's just a straight rate test, 2d6. So 2d6, 8, they fight on. I did lose the round of combat though, which means I don't gain the defense bonus now from that anymore, so I'll be saving again on the 4s. So what I might do, just to indicate that, is just break it up a little bit so we don't forget. Excellent. Right then, that is it, isn't it? That is the end of the parliamentarian turn. Your disorder now comes off. Let's see what the Royalists are going to do in response. Right, okay, so the Royalists are trying to push back. Not a great deal of movement, because there's no need to, because again, I am defending. So over here, my commander is gallantly galloped in here to help the defenders on the bastion. He's just trying to help push back at these ironclads.
Yeah.
Ironclads?
Ironsides.
Ironclad's a boat. Ironclad's a big boat. Over here, though, on initiative, my cavalry have smashed into the side of that storming party. They are shaken. I'm hopefully going to get rid of them and start maybe actually getting some points. Over here, I've just decided to leave them where they are and just try and get some fire and get rid of that unit over there. Because if I can get rid of 2 of those units, I'll have broken one of his brigades. So it's shooting. So we're going to start over there. We'll start with the disordered unit over there. Shooting at you. Basically, I've got 3 dice hitting on 5s. Come on. Oh, 2 hits. You need 2 saves of 4. Oh.
There goes that idea.
Yeah, that's gone. Okay, they can't shoot. Oh, no, because they're in combat, so they can't shoot. The mortar. He could have, well, it's got to be the closest unit.
Well, they're in combat.
So it's going to be your... I'm going to just go for these guys here. So it'll be that sleeve of muskets, I believe. Oh, no, over here. Your commanded shot. Looking for sixes. No, still has done nothing.
Maybe if I roll another dice, that.
Oh no!
No, look at them. Like they're over here. Like they're trying. Bless them. They're trying really, really hard.
The dragoons, because they're part of the same battalion, so they're shooting down again. They're within 6 inches, so that's +1. Not a clear target. That's -1. Minus another one for being shaken, so they're hitting on 5s. 5s. 1 hit, 1 save of 5, isn't it, for the dragoons?
I believe so. Yes.
Oh, I don't believe it. Oh,
my lovely red dice.
Your lovely red dice. Nothing's leaving the table. Okay, so there's no break test required, which is really annoying. So it's just hand-to-hand combat. I think we will do this one first.
Yep.
I want to see how this one resolves because it will have an effect if I beat you where I'm sweeping afterwards.
You've lost the cover.
I've lost the cover bonus and I lost the last round of combat, so you're fighting at +1, so you have 9 dice hitting on 5s. My commander has joined the combat, so I now have 4 dice hitting on 4s. 4 dice hitting on 4s for the Royalists. I got 3 hits. You have 9 dice hitting on 3s. No, 3s, sorry. It should be 3s.
I was good.
3s. Oh dear.
So that's 7.
7. Okay, so I've lost that cover bonus now because I lost a round of combat. So I have 7 saves of 4, isn't it, for commanded shot? Yep, here we go. I've taken 1, 2, 3, 4. I've taken 5 casualties. I'm just going to put a dice there at the moment with that one. I can't be bothered to get them all out. You need 3 saves of, what is it? 3?
3 is my...
3 saves of 3.
Oh,
you took 1 casualty.
So I'm now shaken.
Okay, well that's going to make all the difference. Okay, so this is going to be a bit brutal. So Miller did 5 casualties on me, which now means I have 7 altogether. So that means I'm 4 in excess. So Miller has 4 dice, and if one of them comes up 6, my commander fell casualty. So roll it. Come on. Yeah, he's falling.
He's double dead.
He's gone. He was one of the casualties. So my brigade is now broken anyway. But I've lost to combat. I have 4 in excess, so I'm going to be rolling 2d6 -4. I'm sure I say, just for good measure, Miller was supported here. So I'm rolling 2d6 -4. 7 -4 is 3. They have broken. They are the first unit. Oh no, because my cannons went. But they are the other unit. That means that my brigade is indeed broken. So I think my commander will come back, or a subordinate will be there. So we'll just have a quick check and find out what's going to happen. But essentially, those units are going to be leaving the field. They put up a good fight.
Be gone with you.
Okay, so a few things happened there. So first of all, my commander died and the unit broke. A subordinate appears within 6 inches of another unit within that battalion. So we've just put the same model down. He's up there, but he has a command rating of 7 now. But importantly, because half of the units in that battalion have been destroyed, that is now a broken battalion. So what happens now is any units, basically they're broken. So in the command phase, or my next command phase, those units will retire if they are shaken and within 12 inches of the enemy. So these dragoons will, and so will the commanded shot over there. If a unit is in a defended position, it will stop and it's quite happy. So the dragoons will retire into there and they'll stay there. These guys will probably, they'll retire and they'll try to leave the board. They'll leave by the way the cavalry came in. So they'll go basically where those red dice are. The mortar, on the other hand, even though it's done nothing, will quite happily stay there because it's in a defended position. Most importantly, all morale saves for that battalion are now reduced to a 6. So if they get into cover, they'll get a bonus, but I've got saves of 6 for everyone in that battalion. So well done, Miller. We've put a marker on there just to show those defences are destroyed. But as a cavalry, they can't move in and occupy those. So yeah, that was pretty brutal. Let's do this combat instead. So this combat over here, I have 8 attacks normally, but I've got 9 because my commander is in there. They are hitting on 3s. Miller is fighting to his side, which means he can only put half his dice in, so that's 2. He's shaken, which is -1, and he's fighting to his flank, which is -1. So Miller has 2 attacks, needing 6. I need 3s. All of them.
a lot.
That's 9 hits.
6s. I didn't get any.
You need 9 saves of 4, is it? Sure, it'll be fine. Oh, you did. Well,
I took 4
you took
casualties.
4 casualties. That's not the end of the world.
4 in excess, yeah?
Yep, you're 4 in excess. You're not disordered, so it's just 2d6 minus 4. And we know I've won the combat. Let's not muck around. 2d6 minus 4. That's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Although, hang on, I did. Are you shattered? Is shattered in? Is it when you double the stamina rating in this? Okay, so we wanted to see if shattered units were a thing in this. They are in Hail Caesar and they are in Black Powder. We couldn't see anything in the rulebook. It might have been FAQ'd. We can't see it anywhere, so we're going to play it as is. And Miller's unit have bravely held off the attack. He is still shaken. But my charge falters. I did win that round of combat. Can you turn to face now? Can you? I don't. You have a look through that. What we're going to do in the meantime, that is the end of my turn. So we are into the next parliamentarian turn, turn 7. I think it's fair to say, didn't quite go according to plan. Miller, what happened? I mean, some stuff's happened. You've started the assault on the second line of defence with your pike, but what really kind of buggered you up was you blundered right at the start. In fact, you blundered twice in this turn.
I did, yeah. These guys were aiming to get up here and claim this, but they blundered. So they still moved, but they just didn't move as far as I wanted.
No.
Obviously, the rest of this command can do anything that they wanted. I wanted to try and roll off some of the shaken, but some musketeers have moved up. These guys couldn't move, but the pikes did charge.
It's about putting some pressure on now. If those pike win and you move into there, then it's really started. I mean, you're essentially within that second line of defence, aren't you? You still have a turn in hand at the end of this if it comes up, if we go, because we were rolling for an 8th. But yeah, we'll have to see what we can do. You rallied the casualty off.
These guys couldn't obviously do anything. Annoyingly here, musketeers moved up. We were going to go in. These pikes were going to charge, but they blundered. So they've decided they want to go in and attack the wrong cavalry.
They've just confusion right at the wrong time. Yeah. So let's do shooting. Where do you want to start?
We'll do the dragoons.
Dragoons again. Just this ongoing firefight that's actually started over here and just gone all this way across the board. You're hitting on 5s basically.
Okay.
Oh. Hey. Oh, I'm disordered and a single save of 5. No, so I will be taking a break test. So these guys next. We got to finish with this battalion. So the commanded shot. Oh, they're going to be supporting them. I just realised.
Can they shoot up there?
Yeah, they can shoot at them. They can shoot them. Yeah, I'm going to have crazy saves.
Yeah,
but you never know. You might put something in there.
So 3 shots shooting at the big old mortar.
I think you. Oh, hang on. So you're 4+ normally. It's -1 because it's not a clear target. That's it. So it's 5s.
Okay, so
2 hits and you've disordered me. I get +2 to my save. My save is normally 5, so it's freeze. Oh dear. 1 casualty. So there we go, up on the hill. Next one from that battalion over there. 3 dice hitting on 5s. Oh, so another disorder, another save of 4. Oh. Yep.
Okay, these 2 guys then. So these guys too.
They're enfilading, so why didn't I turn to face?
You couldn't. So 2 definite hits.
So 2 definite hits, 2 saves of 4. 2 casualties. Thank you. This is the point where we're running out of casualties. And then the other one is just 2 dice hitting on freeze.
1
save of 4. No, so 3 casualties. I'll be taking break tests over there. Cannon.
Ah, yes, on a 6.
So on a 6.
Yay!
Oh, no! And so that's another -1 to the break test because you're taking a casualty from a cannon. It's -1 the save from a light cannon, so I need to save 5. No, it's another casualty, please, Miller. And we've got to remember I've taken a casualty from the cannon. Is that all of the shooting, actually, to be fair?
Just these guys here. They need to shoot, and they'll shoot at them.
Are they shooting at these guys here?
They might, yeah, because I know they're skirmishers, but
You just want to get rid.
Just get rid of them, just add to that. Okay. They've still got to do a break.
So 2 dice hitting on 5s because they're not a clear target. 1 save of 5, isn't it? Well, they saved.
5, yeah. I can't remember.
Right, so anyway, I've got some break tests. So the Dragoons have got to take a break test. So they got 1 in excess and -1 for disorder. So 2d6 -2. They're gone.
Yep.
They are gone. And over there, now they took a casualty from shooting. They're 4 in excess, so it's 2d6 -5. Yeah, they're gone as well. So you've wiped them off. Now, even though they're from a broken battalion, that's important, isn't it? Because they were basically stalling you getting there, and you need to... Yeah. So we'll get those cleaned off the board and get into close combat. Okay, so the 2 pike units have smashed into each other. Miller gets 6 dice hitting on 3s because he charged. I have 6 dice hitting on 4s coming back, but I get +1 to my morale saves because of the defended position. Okay, 6 dice hitting on 3s. Okay. All of them. I have 6 dice hitting on 4s. This could be crucial. Oh dear. 2. So Miller, you need 2 saves of 4. Nope. 2 casualties. I need 6 saves of 3. Oh dear, 3 casualties. So I've lost the combat by 1 on casualties. So my score was 2. I can't be supported or anything for being in that. Your score was 4 because of there. So I took 3 casualties. I'm not in excess, but I do still need to take a break test. Well, 6. Oh, I don't think that's good. So I move take 1 move away. So they're going to move out of that zone into this zone here next to this house. And I am disordered. So I'm just going to put them like this so they fit. Miller, do you wish to occupy?
I think I will.
That there. So there we go. And we'll get the casualties put down and the disorder. Okay, so there's the situation. The fighting is now entered the outer defences for definite. It's time over here to resolve this combat. So I have 9 dice hitting on 3s because I won the last round of combat. Miller has 2 dice hitting on
6s before.
6s, yeah. It's still 6s. Right, hitting on 3s.
3 misses?
6.
I want a 6. Oh!
No, you need 6 saves of 4, and everything here is in excess.
Ooh,
so 2.
So 4 casualties.
So 4 casualties.
So we're the same as we were before.
We're the same as last time. You're 2d6 -4.
No,
finally they have gone. Now all I can do, I can't do a sweeping advance or anything, but I can. Oh, have I broken? Oh no, I haven't broken your brigade. I can. What? I might. Shall I retire? Because then
off the battlefield?
No, I was just trying to decide what to do. We'll clean up and we'll come back to you because that is actually then the end of the turn. Okay, so here's the state of play. The battle around Higham on the hill is reaching its conclusion. My cavalry, it's going to be my turn. My cavalry got some decisions to make about what they're going to do. Let's just get on with it. Right, okay, so really, the main thing that happened is my cavalry charged, Miller's cavalry counter-charge, and I've got a bit of support. That's it. No heroics. That pike block in there are going to be surrounded by mine, but because my guys were disordered, basically I'm just trying to hold them out. So we're going to go into shooting. So first of all, my sleeve of muskets here are going to shoot at your muskets. It's going to say obviously they're not a clear target because of the stuff in the way.
But they might as well have enfilading because there's fire from the side.
I think you have to have a clear view of the sides for it to be enfilading fire.
I offered.
You offered, but I think I'd say over there it's fine because you have a clear view of the side.
I suppose it's the obstacle.
Yeah, so I'm at -1, so I'm hitting on 5s. So hitting on 5s.
Ooh, disordered.
Disordered and a single save.
Oh, let's try that again.
Nope, so a single casualty. My other sleeve of muskets are going to fire at the dragoons. They're not a clear target, so I'm hitting on 5s. Oh, 2 hits and a disorder. 2 saves of 5.
Nope,
2 casualties. So they are doing a break test and they're disordered, which is going to be another -1. Okay, so Clarence on the hill here, my mortar, it's basically always 6s. It has to go for the closest target. They're not a clear target. Oh no, it doesn't matter with them. They just have to go for closest. So it's just 6s. It's got a 6-inch minimum range. So come on, they roll the mortars down the hill. And they missed again. It hasn't hit anything all game.
Man of the match.
I've rolled 16 times, I think, and I've rolled no 6s. Oh no, because I still have a turn in hand. So that's it. It's just time for break test. So Miller, down here, your dragoons, they're 2 in excess and they're disordered, so it's 2d6 minus 3. Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
We'll check.
No, there's no
eight,
need to
isn't
check. It's 7 or less and something happens.
Yes, yeah.
There's no other break test, is there? No, that's it.
No.
So it's just combat. So we've both got 9 dice because we've both got our commanders in that close combat. This is going to be brutal, and because we charge, we're both hitting on 3s. This could be pivotal.
3 misses.
3 misses. I got 6 hits. You got 6 hits as well. Oh no, you got 8 hits. Okay. All right. So I need 8 saves of 4.
I don't know that one.
I have taken
3 casualties. Yeah.
3 casualties.
Okay.
Miller, you need 6 saves of 3 for these guys, don't you?
Yep. 3 casualties.
3 casualties as well. However,
I will do a break test.
you will be let's just see. So it's 3-3. So I've got 1 unit in support. So my result is 4. So I win. But how many casualties have you got in excess?
3 now. Oh, 2 in excess.
2 in excess. So it's 2d6 minus 2. That's a 7. I think for cavalry that's fine, but we will check.
I think most in cavalry.
Oh, but hang on a second. Let's roll. If either of these is a 6.
2 dice. Yep.
No.
What was it? A 7.
Yeah.
Cavalry hand to hand. Unit holds its ground.
Holds
No. Unit retires 1 full move away from the enemy.
1 full move away from the enemy.
Yeah.
I will be sweeping into you.
And becomes if unable to disengage, make another full movement.
It'll be fine, and I'm going to sweep into you. Right, let's get those moved. Okay, so Miller's unit has retired to there, but I didn't realise his is actually tougher than mine. Tough old parliamentarians. They have a stamina of 4. I only have a stamina of 3, so I am shaken. So basically, it's just my stuff up here. No one is in combat there. My disorder comes off, and we go into the final parliamentarian turn. Right, Miller, what happens? Let's see. So,
yeah, we elected the pikes are now going from the left hand side. They're going to attack these musketeers, and they've had some musketeers charge in as well to make hand to hand and take the rest of the hamlet. Obviously, the dragoons can't do anything, and these guys couldn't do anything. These guys have initiative turn to face to be able to shoot the cavalry. This cavalry managed to rally off one of his shaken. The pike block have elected not to move in, but the musketeers have moved up to try and black the hell out of this cavalry, and everything else down the end of the table didn't really matter.
So basically, the cavalry are going to take some shooting. So it is the shooting phase. What do you want to do?
Offer surrender. I'm going to shoot the hell out of it.
Right, okay. So Dragoon's got nothing to shoot at.
Nope. He's going to shoot a Clarence again.
Oh, yes, okay. Hitting on 5s.
Nope.
No, that's fine.
Okay, if it carries on like this, we're in trouble.
Okay.
2 shots.
2 shots at the cavalry.
1
hit. Single save 4. Yep. Next up, this lot. Now they're enfilading them, so you're going to be getting 4 dice.
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s, because, yep.
Oh, 2 hits.
2 saves of 4.
2 casualties.
2 casualties. I'm just going to start marking these there with that.
Enfilading as well?
Yes, because they're in the side. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Still on 3s.
Still on 3s.
Another
2 more. 2 saves of 4.
Okay.
That's absolutely fine.
Cannon.
Cannon can't shoot. I think that's it, isn't it?
Yep, and there's the only.
And then it's just hand to hand. So I just need a break test. 2d6 minus 2. So that's 10. So that's 8. So they are not going anywhere. They just hold their ground. So hand to hand. you're going to get 6 attacks from your pike block. I've got 1. Oh no, sorry, 3 because they're 3. So I'll put 2 into the pike and 1 into the musketeers. So you get 3 as well. So you get 3 dice there, 6 dice there. Okay, so you have 6 dice for the pikes hitting on 3s.
3 hits.
3 hits, and you have 3 dice hitting on 3s for the musketeers. Oh, so 3 hits. Okay, so 3 and 3. I have 2 dice against your pike block hitting on 4s. No, I have 1 dice against your musketeers hitting on 4s. So you need 1 save of 5. Is it for the
musketeers? Yeah.
Yep.
No. So.
Oops.
No. So a casualty for the musketeers.
Musketeers, and then I might as well roll these all together. I need 6 saves of 4. No, 6 saves of 3 because I'm defending.
No, because you're 5 normally.
5 normally, so I need 6 saves of 4, sorry. Oh dear. Okay, so I took 4 casualties. I'll put them all on in a minute if they survive. That means I'm 1 over my stamina rating. I have well and truly lost the combat. So it's just 2d6 minus 1. There we go. Oh, they're very gone. Okay, so that's the end of the parliamentarian turns. As we can see, they have well and truly taken these defences. Remember that the mortar is from a broken battalion. The only reason it can stay there is because he's in a defensible position, so he can still shoot. He's not going to add anything at the end of the game. So Miller has taken this run of defences, so he has 5. He hasn't quite reached the village. Down here, basically everything is shaken. If I can rally that unit, then he won't hold the centre ground, and I need to get rid of one of his units. So this is it, the final charge of the Royalists. Okay, so what's gone on? Up here, well, I'll start over here actually. I couldn't rally my unit of horse, so they are still shaken. My unit of musketeers have moved into that knackered position they're not going to get any defence bonuses from it, but it looks cool as they're down there just trying to beat off the trying to fight off the parliamentarians. And then up here, last row of dice, this unit of pike have charged back into that unit of pike. Their commander has joined them. This is risky because they are the only unit holding the village. And if you remember at the start, Miller just needs to get a unit into there and it would be an auto victory because they start the command, everyone flees. So it is risky. But I think I've probably lost either way, so I might as well just go for it. So let's do the shooting. The only thing I've got that can shoot is the mortar and that unit down there. So if a unit is in there, it's going to shoot at this commanded shot unit, and they're going to be hitting on
2 shots on 3s.
3s, yeah. 2 shots hitting on 3, and they're disordered. 2 saves of 5. 1 save, 1 casualty. That's not enough to do anything. Clarence up there. The mortar, because they're not a clear target, are they?
It's gonna be someone like.
I'm gonna lump it into the dragoons. 2 dice hitting on 6s. Come on. I don't believe it. That's 8 turns. 2 dice a turn. I didn't fire in the first turn, so it's 14 times I've rolled, and he's not got 1 6. He hasn't blown himself up either, so I should be glad about that. That's it for my shooting. It's just this combat. So I get 7 dice because I've got a commander in there. You can add your commander in if you want to, because it's at the start of combat.
As well.
It doesn't have to be on your turn, so you can add him in. So you've got 7 dice. I'm hitting on 3s, you're hitting on 4s. The 7 dice hitting on 3s. I got
3s.
5. You got 7 dice hitting on 4s. 4.
4.
Okay, 4 saves of 4 for the Royalists. 2 casualties. And you need 5 saves of 3. Just 1. This might have been a gamble too far. Okay, let's have a look. Yes, you're right. We're both shaken, but I am 1 in excess. I've lost the combat, and we've got to roll to see if it was my commander. And then I've got to take a break test. So there we go. Right then, let's see if it was my commander. Go on, Miller, roll a d6. On a roll of 6, it was the commander who fell with his unit. defending the village. So now we're going to roll, so 2d6. -1, isn't it? I tried to do that for dramatic effect and it was a bad idea. Okay, so that's a 4. So this unit has broken. We might as well just show. So this unit has broken. Miller, this is probably a stupid thing. I feel like I'd lost anyway. As per the rules of the scenario, the village has fallen in its last turn to the parliamentarians. So the Battle of Higham on the Hill was won by Parliament, and Sir Thomas over here needs to flee towards Oxford and tell Charles what has happened. Right, we're gonna have a little tidy up, and then we will be back to you. Okay, so there we go. That was the end of a very hard-fought English Civil War game. Personally, I think this has been one of my favourite games that we've played. So just to sort of run through everything, Miller essentially does hold the middle ground. I got a shaken unit. We hadn't decided before the game started whether shaken units would count towards holding this. We were kind of only thinking of the cannons. My personal feeling is that they shouldn't, because I don't really see how, if a shaken unit can't charge, he can't do anything.
Yeah,
so
the only thing you've really got they're shaken, and the only thing that's really left is them.
And the cannon, but he's from a broken battalion anyway. So let's look at this sensibly.
Technically, they're broken in as well, because they've lost both.
Oh yeah, they are now. Yeah,
well, so.
Yeah, they're broken. Yeah, so yeah, they're gone. So basically, what you're saying is you wiped me out. So Miller holds the centre ground. That was 5 points. He'd have held that, which is 5 points. But as per the conditions on the scenario, we said if he gained the village. And there was no one in there to contest it, and certainly the guy outside here drinking his cup of wine isn't contesting it, then he wins the day. How did you find that?
Brilliant. Table looked fantastic. The rules, we always.
I am quite proud of our table.
And the scenario was really, really clever. Or simple yet clever. It was just a really nice scenario.
Well, let's say it was inspired by a scenario from the for that Montrose to win and lose it all book. This one, and it just goes to show. You don't need a lot of stuff just for inventive scenarios. Yes, it is fun. I mean, the last game we had, loads of units on the board. In this one I had 6 units and 3 cannons. Yeah, and we've had a whole day's gaming out of it.
Even because of the unbalanced forces, it didn't feel like I was wiping you out. I struggled to move. I struggled to be able to take positions. It felt, if you want to say, for want of a better word, balanced.
Yeah. That's it. At no point did either of us feel, or I certainly didn't, I don't know about you, that this was a whitewash. In fact, I thought quite early on you were going to tip it, but then you had a round of terrible orders.
That's all it needs.
And again, that's, I guess, why I enjoy it. If we were going to make changes to the scenario, I'd probably say that you should have deployed deeper to start with. We said 12 inches to start with. Maybe wave 1, so you have 2 battalion on the board at the start, and the first one deploys 24 inches in. Second wave deploys 12 inches in, and then you're 12 inches on. Because that just seemed to be maybe you were essentially just a turn behind. However, because you had that one amazing turn of orders where everyone got 3 orders, you kind of caught up.
Yeah, it'd have been interesting to see how much different it would have been with a 9th turn. But like you said, if you just had that extra turn ahead, then the 8th turn
that's it. There we go. So a roaring parliamentarian victory. We'll have to see what happens here. I may, I know I've spoken to you about this, I may have to raise an actual unit of Pike and Shotte here for Sir Thomas Hollingworth. Maybe, because I know you can get generic flags. Maybe I'll actually do one for him, a fictitious unit. And where is he? Where is Samuel Feargod?
He is.
There he is. So there is his first victory for Parliament. He's going to go back and report to the Earl of Essex, I assume.
No, Earl of Manchester.
Earl of Manchester. It's the Eastern Association, not the Earl of Essex, because he's not from the East.
No.
Okay, I don't even want to. I'm not. Do you know what? That's why you're here. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to go and check out Miller's channel, Miller's Miniatures. Thank you to all you guys. Chuck down below. Let us know what you thought of the game, and we will see you again in the next one. And hopefully it won't be so long, and we'll think up something to do when Thomas Hollingworth is going to try and get his revenge on the Major General for what he's done here. So we will see you guys again soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.